that under Obamacare.
You pretty much stood alone with maybe two people that I can think of in Congress saying, you know, wait a minute, we found that they pre-funded Obamacare.
That's right, $105 billion.
Right, $105 billion, and you wanted the leadership to fight. They didn't agree with you.
I believe that this was a battle that we could win. And I believe it is because we've already pre-sold this to the American people. They want us to fight this fight. I really believe that we can win it. And I think our best chance was on the 2011 budget. It was a tactical decision that I believe that we could have made. And I think that people still want to see us put that fight
But Ryan's budget defunds Obamacare.
Yes.
Is it the problem that it has to be passed, A, and B, it's a year later? So you're saying that a lot of that money would be spent?
Well, it already has been. We're looking at $23 billion so far has been spent. And remember, again, $23 billion is not a small amount of money. There'll be a lot more than that will be spent. And it's to set up and establish these private exchanges in the various states. Now, Florida and Alaska have said thanks, but no thanks. We don't want to set up these private exchanges. And Iowa now is rejecting it as well. I'm encouraging every state legislature to say no, don't cooperate with the federal government and set up the private exchanges, because the private exchanges will be taken over by the federal government. They'll be running the show, and whatever the state laws are will effectively be overruled by the federal government in health care.
All right, so you have been finding yourself at odds with the Republican leadership. On the 2011 budget, there were a number of Republicans, I think 58 was the number?
58 or 59.
58 or 59, that did not go along with the deal at the last minute with John Boehner and the president. We originally were told it was $38.5 billion. A lot of people said, no, that's not enough. And then we found out that it was actually far less than $38.5 billion. Was that a bad deal?
Well, in my opinion, I thought we could have gotten a lot better, because I believed, again, that we should go public and go to the wall to be able to get defunding of Obamacare.
This is not making you popular with some members of Congress.
Well, maybe not necessarily. All I know is what I talk to people about across the country. That's what they said that they sent us there to do, and I think that's what we need to do. I realize politics is the art of the possible. I get that. You can't get everything you want, but we need to fight. That's what we have to do.
Is that missing? Because Mike Pence said the same thing. I was saying the same thing on radio and TV. I wanted to see them fight and fight harder. And I think there was a moment here that maybe the fear of being blamed for a government shutdown got in the way and kind of took a little bit of that spark that they may have needed in that debate.
All I know, Sean, is that the United States history will change forever if the government takes over and runs health care. Because I've said it to you before, socialized medicine is the crown jewel of socialism.
Well, they got it. I mean, and the president bragged about it in
That's right.
In that private.
And as you and I are having this conversation, they're in the process of implementing it in nearly every state in the country. And so do we want to change the arc of history, or do we want to just go along? And I want to change the arc of history. I want the country to turn around. I want to see us get it back. We won't get it back if we're nibbling around the edges. We will get it back if we change the arc of history by defunding Obamacare, by turning down cap and trade, and by changing the FDA so that we can actually approve medicines again in this country. If we can do some of those things, we can start making things in America again. That's the problem. We're not making anything in this country anymore. I mean, that's maybe too broad of a statement. We are, but we have to get manufacturing back. We have to get job creation back. We aren't doing it.
And coming up, much more with Michele Bachmann straight ahead.